For anyone keeping an eye on Nigeria, you know the situation. It's been quite a ride lately. Politically, economically, socially, it feels pretty volatile.
Absolutely. You've got these political shifts, yes, towards the ruling APC, defections happening.
Right.
Then you have the other side of the coin, the economy, security. Things feel like they're getting tougher for many people. Real anxiety out there.
A lot of despondency. You hear that word a lot.
Yeah.
And it's in that environment, this really charged atmosphere, that this pretty serious rumor surfaced, an alleged coup plot.
Yes, exactly. A very chilling rumor. So our goal today really is to cut through all the noise, the speculation, the denials, and look at the actual reports, the verified intelligence leaks, the official statements.
Trying to bring some clarity for you, the listener, because everyone's trying to understand what actually happened.
That's the mission, clarity.
Okay, so let's get into it, because the sources we've looked at, they suggest something way beyond just, standard military unrest. We're talking alleged plots, assassination targets,
Specific officers detained.
a possible big money civilian backer, and then these, well, frankly, contradictory statements from the military itself.
Let's start with the core allegation.
Yeah.
It's serious stuff. Intelligence sources are confirming this wasn't just some grumbling. It was a calculated plan to overthrow President Tinubu's administration violently.
And what makes it really stand out are the alleged targets. It wasn't just about seizing power, was it?
No, not at all. The word used is assassination. Outright.
Which is extraordinary.
They were allegedly targeting the president himself, Bola Tinubu,
Okay.
Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas.
Wow. So the top 4 civilian leaders.
Precisely. Taking out those 4 simultaneously, I mean, you're essentially creating a total power vacuum overnight. It clears the path.
And the coordination sounds quite chilling, too. The idea was apparently to wait for a day when all 4 were actually in the country.
Yeah, simultaneous strike. But interestingly, the reports suggest a difference in approach.
How so?
The political leaders were targets for elimination, allegedly. But the top military brass, the service chiefs, the plan was reportedly to arrest them, not kill them.
Suggests they wanted to remove the civilian leadership, but maybe avoid immediate infighting within the military itself.
That seems like a logical interpretation, yes.
Yeah.
Keep the military structure somewhat intact, but under new control.
And the timing, was there a specific date mentioned?
Very specific, according to the leaks. October 25th. That was supposedly the day.
October 25th. And just knowing about this beforehand, I mean, imagine the panic inside the government, the security agencies.
Oh, undoubtedly. And some intelligence sources suggest that panic, that real fear, is the actual reason the Independence Day parade on October 1st got canceled.
Right, because that seemed odd at the time. The official reasons felt a bit thin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even though arrests had apparently already started before October 1st, the thinking might have been, let's not risk a large public gathering of military personnel right now. Too unpredictable.
Makes sense. So, okay, let's talk about the arrests. Who was actually detained?
Reports consistently mention a group of around 16 to 20 officers. The ranks vary: captains, majors, right up to a brigadier general.
16 confirmed in custody, you said, including that brigadier general, reportedly from Niger State.
That's correct. And a colonel from Nasarawa State. And here's a key detail. Some of these officers weren't just, regular soldiers. They were attached to sensitive positions.
Like where?
Including the Office of the National Security Advisor, on SA.
On SA. That's central. That's the nerve center for national security coordination.
Precisely. And the colonel, the one from Nasarawa, reports link him to the family of a former governor there, Umaru Tanko Amakura.
Okay. Any specific names coming out?
Sahara reporters specifically named Lieutenant Colonel Amakura. They noted he'd recently finished a special combat course in China, known for being strict, fearless.
So potentially a capable figure within this alleged group.
His involvement, if true, suggests a certain level of operational competence, yes.
And the investigation itself, who's handling it?
It's being run by the Defense Intelligence Agency, the DIA. They handle the military's internal intelligence, counterintelligence stuff.
Right.
It involves people from the Army, Navy, Air Force, all led by a major general.
Yeah.
But the full list of names, highly confidential.
And the officers themselves.
Held at a DIA facility. No family access reported. Completely incommunicado.
Okay, so a plot involving assassinations, officers in key positions. That sounds like it needs resources. Money, which brings us to the civilian angle.
Right, where does the money trail lead? This is where it gets even more complex, potentially linking political figures to military discontent.
What are the reports saying?
Sources like Daily Trust and Platinum Post News
Hmm.
point towards a former governor from the southern part of Nigeria.
A former governor from the South. Interesting.
The suspicion is financial involvement, essentially bankrolling the soldiers,
Uh-huh.
providing the funds needed for such an operation.
Any more background on this individual?
Well, reports mention a background in the oil and gas sector before he went into politics.
Oil and gas. So potentially deep pockets. The means to fund something like this.
That would be the implication, yes. Investigators are reportedly watching him very closely, looking at recent contacts, interactions with the detained officers.
But is it confirmed? Is he formally accused?
That's the crucial point. No, we need to be clear. Security sources say they are monitoring him, but one source specifically added his involvement has not been confirmed.
So under scrutiny, but not yet directly implicated beyond suspicion.
Exactly. If strong evidence turns up, he might be called in. But for now, it's watchful waiting, it seems.
Okay, so we have these really detailed, quite alarming leaks about a coup, assassinations, specific officers, even a potential financier. But then the official story from the military, it's completely different.
Radically different. And this is where the public confusion really sets in. The defense headquarters, the DHQ, they did confirm arrests. 16 officers, they said.
Right.
But the reason given, indiscipline and breach of service regulations. That was the official line.
Indiscipline.
Yeah, they specifically mentioned perceived career stagnation. Said these officers were unhappy because they kept failing promotion exams.
Wait, failing exams leads to plotting to kill the president, the VP, the Senate president, and the speaker? That feels like a huge leap.
It does seem like a significant disconnect, doesn't it? How do you get from failed exams to alleged decapitation of the government?
Exactly. It doesn't quite add up logically.
And that's what the intelligence sources jumped on immediately. They told outlets like Sahara Reporters that the official DHQ statement was just diplomatic.
Diplomatic meaning a cover story.
Essentially, yes. Carefully worded, maybe after consulting lawyers like the Attorney General to avoid causing mass panic or spooking international partners about Nigeria's stability.
So the leaks insist the real reason was the coup plot. The official statement says it was just about promotions.
That's the core conflict. And then, to muddy the waters even more, the DHQ later came out and slightly denied the cancellation of the Independence Day parade had anything to do with the coup plot.
What was their reason then?
They said it was because the president had to attend a strategic meeting overseas,
Okay, so multiple conflicting narratives swirling around.
which, as you can imagine, just erodes public trust. People read the detailed leaks about assassination plots, then they hear the official line about exam failures.
And they don't know what to believe.
Precisely. It creates this vacuum, this uncertainty. You see it online, people demanding transparency. What specific breach? Don't leave us in the dark. But getting straight answers, that's been difficult.
Right, that demand for clarity is loud. So what happened next? After the arrests, after the conflicting stories?
Things moved quickly. Just weeks after the arrests became public knowledge, around October 24th, President Tinubu announced major changes at the very top of the military.
A big shakeup.
A complete overhaul, really. General Christopher Musa, the Chief of Defense Staff, sacked, replaced immediately by General Olufemi Olued.
Okay.
Major General Wadi Shaibu took over as Chief of Army Staff. He's known for his work in Operation Hadden Kai, counterinsurgency stuff.
Right, experienced in that area.
Then Rear Admiral Idi Abbas for the Navy and Air Vice Marshal S.K. Anaki for the Air Force. New chiefs across the board.
Now, the timing is interesting. Right after all this coup talk and the arrests.
Very interesting timing. But, and this is crucial, the official announcement from the presidency about these new appointments, it made no mention of the alleged coup plot.
So no explicit link drawn officially.
None. The statement talked about, enhancing professionalism, vigilance, comradeship, standard language. But it didn't say, we're making these changes because of the recent security scare.
But everyone could see the timing. It certainly looked like a response.
The proximity certainly suggests a connection, or at least a move to consolidate control and ensure loyalty after such a significant internal security event, whether it was a coup plot or severe indiscipline.
Okay, so let's try and pull this together. We've gone through reports detailing a potentially devastating plot assassination targets. Specific officers from sensitive units like NSA involved.
A possible high-profile civilian financier linked to the oil sector being monitored.
And then this official narrative that completely downplays it, calling it a matter of discipline and exam failures, followed by denials about the parade cancellation.
It leaves us with this stark contrast. The official story. Routine discipline. The persistent leaks. A near-miss catastrophe for Nigeria's democracy, averted by the DIA.
That tension, that gap between the two stories, that's really the heart of it for people trying to understand what happened.
Absolutely. And it leads to the final thought, really. Given everything, the conflicting reports, the deep public anxiety, the very sudden sweeping changes in military leadership right after these events,
Yeah.
what does that official commitment to uphold discipline and professionalism actually mean in this kind of high-stakes environment? Is it just standard procedure, or is it a signal after a serious internal threat?
And maybe more importantly, if the official line was just a diplomatic way to manage panic,
Yeah.
what else might be happening behind the scenes? Are other investigations maybe looking more closely at political figures still quietly going on?
That's the unanswered question left hanging in this informational void. What aren't we being told?